Most brands sell products, but what if your product is an entire country? When your product is a country, your marketing has to do more than sell. It has to inspire. Tourism Australia spent millions to turn deserts, beaches, and Aussie slang into a global dream. And some of those bets paid off spectacularly. Australia had a huge challenge. It's literally on the other side of the world for most travelers. Long haul flights often mean 14, sometimes 20 hours from the US or Europe. British tourists used to joke they'd rather hop to sunny Spain than endure the epic journey to Australia. Because in a world of global competition where beaches, culture, and adventure are just a few hours away, Australia needed more than pretty pictures of kangaroos. They needed something deeper. The solution? Emotional branding. Tourism Australia stopped selling flight times and hotel rates. They started selling a feeling, the dream of Australia. They had to make people want it in their hearts, not just on their bucket list. Over the years, Tourism Australia launched a series of bold campaigns to put the country on the map. Here are a few standout campaigns. 1. So, where the bloody hell are you? In 2006, Australia got cheeky and unapologetically Aussie. The ad featured sun-kissed locals welcoming visitors with casual charm, a beer, a beach, and model Lara Bingle in a bikini, finishing with that famous line, "So where the bloody hell are you?" The tone was playful, cheeky, and full of Aussie slang. It grabbed global attention and caused a lot of controversy. The word bloody raised eyebrows overseas. The campaign was even banned in the UK and Canada for the language and a casual reference to beer. The backlash just brought even more publicity, more headlines, more talk. The ad was eventually scrapped in 2008 after debates over how effective it really was. But by then, it had already made its mark. Some called it damage, some called it magic, but either way, it made an impact. The phrase became part of pop culture, and it proved one thing: a bold brand voice can stand out in the global noise. 2. There's nothing like Australia. After the dust settled, Australia pivoted to a more poetic and cinematic approach. Launched in 2010, this campaign invited Australians to share stories of what makes their country special, then turned those stories into a global ad. The result was a beautiful showcase of Australia's most iconic moments. From a white grand piano on a beach to fireworks over the Sydney Opera House, lush shots of Uluru, the Great Barrier Reef, kangaroos, and more, which painted a dreamy picture. All of it was set to a custom "There's Nothing Like Australia" anthem, sung by everyday Aussies. The tone was warm and proud, a bit like a love poem to the homeland. While some critics found the jingle cheesy, the campaign's storytelling struck an emotional chord. It ran for years, reminding the world of Australia's unique beauty. In fact, during the 2010s, international tourism spending in Australia surged by roughly $19 billion, a testament to the appeal of this sustained branding. Nothing Like Australia proved that selling an experience, sunsets on Camelback and all, resonates more than a list of features.
There's nothing like the sunrise, that first wave of the day.
3. The Crocodile Dundee Super Bowl ad. This was the game changer. In 2018, Tourism Australia pulled off a marketing masterstroke. They made people believe a new Crocodile Dundee movie was coming. In the weeks leading up to Super Bowl 52, people started seeing trailers for what looked like a new Crocodile Dundee movie. It starred Danny McBride and Chris Hemsworth, cracking jokes in the Aussie outback. Everyone was curious. Was Dundee really coming back? Then came Super Bowl Sunday. Halfway through the trailer, the truth came out. It wasn't a movie at all. It was a Tourism Australia ad. The real star? Australia. This cheeky, well-produced surprise reached over 100 million Super Bowl viewers. It became Tourism Australia's biggest ever campaign in the US, backed by a $36 million budget and airline partnerships with Qantas and more. The results? Massive. The ad went viral. Over 102 million views online. More importantly, it worked. Within months, interest from American travelers surged. US bookings to Australia jumped by around 30%. Visa applications rose 11% by the end of that year. A bit of Aussie humor, a dash of nostalgia, and even a cameo from the original Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan, did something no brochure ever could. It made Australia the talk of the town. 4. Newer campaigns. Come and say good day. Australia hasn't stopped innovating. One of its most recent campaigns, launched in 2022, was called Come and Say Good Day. It starred an animated kangaroo named Ruby, voiced by actress Rose Byrne, and her sidekick, a toy unicorn. In the short film and global ads, Ruby travels across Australia's landmarks, saying "G'day," the Aussie way of saying hello, and inviting the world to visit. The tone was light, fun, and unmistakably Aussie, even featuring a fresh take on the classic song Down Under. After pandemic lockdowns and closed borders, this campaign felt like a joyful reset. It was designed to reignite wanderlust and to say, "We're back and ready to welcome you." The message was clear and on brand. Australia is open, unique, and ready to share its magic with you, and maybe a Vegemite sandwich or two. How did these campaigns succeed in selling Australia's allure? Behind the scenes, there was a savvy strategy at play. 1. Smart audience targeting. Selling a country means selling to many markets. Tourism Australia got strategic about who they spoke to and how. For instance, in Asia, marketing emphasized luxury and premium experiences like Sydney's fine dining, high-end resorts, and curated wildlife tours, appealing to affluent travelers seeking comfort and prestige. In the US, the pitch leaned into adventure and road trips, surfing, snorkeling the reef, driving the outback, aligning with Americans' appetite for big, active adventures. For European travelers, campaigns often highlighted Australia's culture and nature, from indigenous experiences and local wine regions to the laid-back Aussie lifestyle, offering a contrast to Europe's history and cities. By segmenting the audience, Tourism Australia spoke to each group's travel dreams. They understood that a young backpacker from Germany and a wealthy family from Singapore might love Australia for different reasons, and they tailored stories accordingly. 2. Authentically Aussie identity. Tourism Australia leaned heavily into what makes Australia, Australia. That meant putting slang, humor, and the local voice front and center, from cheeky one-liners like bloody hell to showcasing Aussie accents and attitude. They didn't tone it down to sound generic. Instead, they doubled down on the quirks. The Crocodile Dundee reboot, for example, was packed with cheeky Aussie humor and inside jokes. That authenticity made the campaigns stand out. As one analyst said about the Dundee ad, no other country could have pulled it off. It had a uniquely Australian mix of talent, landscape, and playful spirit. By embracing their culture, not hiding it, Australia built a brand voice that was bold, distinctive, and real. 3. Full funnel marketing and partnerships. Tourism. Australia didn't rely on just a flashy TV commercial and call it a day. They executed a full funnel strategy, guiding travelers from awareness to booking. Take the Dundee campaign. Before the Super Bowl ad even aired, they ran teaser trailers on social media, built buzz on Twitter, and even created fake IMDb pages. After the big reveal, they immediately followed up online. Visitors to Australia.com got targeted offers. Droga5, the agency and Tourism Australia, set up a digital war room to retarget interested viewers with flight deals and travel itineraries. They collaborated with airlines and hotels so that as soon as you thought, maybe I could go to Australia, there was a package ready for you to book. Major partners like Qantas and American Airlines jumped in with promos, and 20+ travel companies offered special holiday packages. The campaigns blanketed channels, TV commercials, YouTube videos, PR stunts, Instagram hashtags, #SeeAustralia, influencer tie-ins, and on-ground events. This 360-degree approach meant the message hit consumers from all angles, and then made it easy for them to act on their interest. It's one thing to wow people with a cool ad, but Tourism Australia also gave them a frictionless path to experience the real thing. This integration of PR, social media buzz, and industry partnerships turned brand awareness into actual travelers on planes. Did all this marketing effort pay off? Absolutely. Tourism is now a massive part of Australia's economy. Over $60 billion in annual revenue, supporting around 5% of the national workforce. A strong country brand translates into real business. More flights, hotel nights, meals, and jobs. And the individual campaigns? They delivered. After the 2018 Super Bowl Dundee ad, interest from the US surged. American spending in Australia jumped by about 30%, and bookings spiked. One report even noted a 30% rise in US trip bookings. The publicity alone was worth it. The campaign generated the equivalent of $85 million in media value. Earlier efforts also kept Australia on the map. After There's Nothing Like Australia launched in 2010, international tourism spending grew by billions over the decade. Even the short-lived 2006 Bloody Hell campaign made waves, proving that cultural buzz can be its own kind of ROI. All up, Tourism Australia's branding masterclass helped turn a distant island continent into a must-visit destination. By 2019, nearly 9.5 million international visitors were arriving each year, proof that a strong brand can literally drive an entire industry. What can marketers, founders, and brand builders learn from Australia's journey of branding a country? Here are the key takeaways. 1. Bold brand tone cuts through the noise. In a crowded global market, playing it safe is forgettable. Australia's cheeky line, "Where the bloody hell are you?" may have ruffled feathers, but it got people listening. A confident, clear tone builds identity. Don't be afraid to sound like you. Better to be memorable to some than bland to all. 2. Culture is your edge, not a liability. What makes you different makes you desirable. Tourism Australia didn't water down its identity, it amplified it. Local slang, humor, accents, indigenous stories all became brand assets. Your roots and personality are superpowers. Authenticity always beats playing it safe. 3. Bold campaigns pay off when on brand. From a fake movie trailer to a talking kangaroo, Australia took big swings, but they aligned with its adventurous brand. The Super Bowl gamble paid off because it fit the narrative. When bold ideas match your core message, that's where the magic happens. 4. Sell stories, not features. People don't get excited about flight times or hotel ratings. They fall for stories and emotions. Each Australian campaign told a story, a warm welcome, a love letter to the land, or a playful adventure. They sold mythology, not just moments. Do the same. Wrap your product in a story people can feel. 5. Think like a nation. Tourism Australia acted more like a national storyteller than a marketing team. They created modern myths, Paul Hogan's Bushman, the Outback Hero, Ruby the Kangaroo, and the feeling of saying "G'day" to 25 million new friends. It wasn't just branding, it was identity. Your brand can do this too. Build lore, icons, rituals, something people want to belong to. To wrap it up, in the words of one campaign summary, Tourism Australia didn't just sell places, they sold identity, emotion, and imagination. This is the core of great branding, especially in tourism. Australia showed that when you market with heart and craft over hype, even a whole country can become a brand that people around the world feel connected to. If you enjoyed this breakdown and found it insightful, consider subscribing to Media Mates for more candid campaign breakdowns and marketing case studies. We've got plenty of inspiring stories and lessons on the way. So where the bloody hell are you? Come join us.